What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a good day. So this is the first ride back in the Tundra since the Land Cruiser has been gone. And although it's very hard to compare those two vehicles because they're so different, I will tell you that being back in the Tundra after being in a $90,000 Land Cruiser, I actually love the Tundra more. So there's a couple things I want to go over why. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with the Platinum trim level, okay? This truck has everything in it that I would need, and that $90,000 Land Cruiser kind of made me feel even better about it. Of course, it doesn't have like a soft touch dash or anything like that, but it has very comfortable seats. I feel like these seats are more comfortable than the Land Cruiser, to be honest with you. You know, there's just things like that. The interior, again, we always talk about how the interior is pretty dated in here, but it's functional, it's usable, it's not that big of a deal. One thing, the Land Cruiser, I was complaining about the brakes, right? The brakes were too good on the Land Cruiser. Well, on the Tundra, they're not that good. So we got to find something right in the middle. I feel like the Tundra, you have to put way too much brake pedal into a stop than you should. And I know I have bigger wheels and tires, and that makes a huge difference too. And it's a heavy truck, but it's just funny going from something that was stopping way too good back to something that doesn't really stop that great. And I feel like the stopping power on this Platinum that I have here is worse than other ones I've had. The worst was the 09 when I had the big 33 by 12.5 tires with the wheels and everything, and the 3-inch lift. Like, that thing, that was terrible at stopping. So this is a close second to that. But anyway, I think the Tundra really does need that 8-speed transmission with the 5.7. It just felt unbelievable. Like I said, linear. It was just the power band there was just always power there. And that's the difference with the 6-speed like this. I feel like if you put your foot down on the pedal, it takes a second for the motor and transmission to mate and feel like, oh, this is what you're trying to do? That kind of thing. I mean, I'm supercharged, so it's a little different for me. I'm trying to basically talk as if the 5.7, or if I drove a 5.7 without a supercharger, which I've done for a long time. So overall, I'm actually really happy to be back in this truck. It's such a different ride, right? Of course, they have the same motor, different transmission, big, heavy vehicles, but this thing is longer. It turns a lot worse, of course. Just overall, it's just a different ride, but it's really good to be back in it. I am a pickup truck guy. As much as I go through, every once in a while, I go through a thing where I'm like, man, I could really go for a nice SUV. I go through that every once in a while. I went through that back in the day when I bought the Jeep Wrangler. I was just like, I wanted something smaller wheelbase, easy to whip around. But, you know, once I get behind the wheel of a pickup truck, this is what I want to drive every day. So, yes, Land Cruiser was fun. Toyota, thank you so much for giving it to me. I loved it. But it is good to be back in the Tundra with this supercharger whine, which we all know and love. And once again, guys, if you're in the market for a Tundra, definitely check out the Platinum trim level. It really does have a good amount of stuff in it, a good amount of luxury features without getting too out of line. One thing about the Land Cruiser is I was terrified to drive it every day because it was so expensive, and of course it wasn't mine. If it was mine, I'd probably would be a little bit looser with it, you know. But overall, you know, this is a high-end truck, and I enjoy it for what it is, and I'm glad that it has a good amount of luxury features and leather and all that kind of stuff, but it's not crazy, you know. So tell me what you think. If you're in the market for the Tundra, like I said, check out the Platinum. Even if you don't plan to buy it, take it for a test drive just so you could see what I'm talking about. Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34, TundraDude34 at gmail.com. You guys have a good one.